Okay guys, this is a tutorial to get you started and get yourself familiar with Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, which is the platform that I will be using for office hours and study groups for you guys if you would like to meet with other students in the class. So virtual learning is great, but I also want to make sure that you guys feel comfortable with the technology and to know that I still encourage a lot of group work and study groups. And one of the ways that I do that virtually is by creating a study group. I guess you can say like a virtual room up in the cloud for all of you guys to be able to have access to it. And this room is open all day, every day. The first thing you want to do is log into your Blackboard and find the class appropriate that you are registered for. In this case, I'm going to be utilizing my Math 087. You might be in a different class, that's okay. They're set up the same. You want to find where it says virtual rooms. That's where you will find either option A, to meet with me now for office hours, and for your study groups. So if you do want to set up study groups with your classmates, this is where you guys will go underneath the study groups. Not in your office hours, you have to go into study groups to meet with your classmates. Office hours are for you to meet with me. And these are the open hours, so you don't have to make an appointment. You just show up and click here, as long as it's within these time frames. And this is what it looks like once you're logged in here. Now, right now, there's student A there because I created another avatar so that we can kind of showcase a couple of the great things about Collaborate Ultra and why we utilize it. On the left-hand panel, you will see your session menu. The great thing about here is that this is where you are able to find out a little bit more about Collaborate Ultra and maybe get some help. But more importantly, if for some reason you're not able to troubleshoot your audio and you want to use your phone for audio, that's okay. You would click here and it will give you a phone number associated to your account and a PIN. The other great thing here that I want to point out are these tools down here. These are our interactive tools. The one with the little avatar, if you click on it, that is your status and setting. This is your way of giving me feedback. If we are in a session, you can tell me if we're happy, if I need to slow down, if you agree, disagree. Right next to it is your ability to share audio, so I can hear you and others can. Your camera, and this one is to raise your hand if you need my attention or if you would like to say something within a session. Maybe you're in a study group with a couple of your classmates, that would be your icon. Down here, you'll see your Collaborate panel. The first thing you see is this little bubble with the chat box. So you're able to have chats in here. You can send a chat to everyone. If you send it to everyone, everyone in the session will see the chat. If you go back, you can also have the option to message the moderators, whoever is in charge of the sessions. And right next to the little chat box is the icon with attendees. It will give you the list of everyone in the session, which ones are the moderators and which ones are the participants. In this case, student 8 is the participant. So if you want to privately message someone, these three little dots at the very far right are the attendee controls. If you click that, you're able to send a chat. And I'm able to change their settings. You won't be able to do that. But you can privately message your student. If you maybe want to get together with them and see if they're interested in doing a study group, you can privately message them this way. Just keep in mind that I, as a moderator, am able to see those additional chats. The rest of the class or your classmates will not. The next icon I want to talk about is down here, which is that little square with the arrow pointing to the right. That is your share content. You as a student have the option to share a whiteboard, share an application screen, share multiple cameras, and share files. The secondary content down here are mostly for myself as the instructor. If you upload share files, you're able to upload PowerPoints, PDF files, and images. If you share a whiteboard, it looks like this. And it is an interactive whiteboard. So you have all these great options up here that you can interact with. And it's during the same time, so you can have multiple students at the same time. So this is a great tool to utilize if you guys are planning to do a study group and you are able to come in here and interact with it. You also have the option of a text box. Be very careful with that erase button because it erases everything on the board. I just encourage you guys to come in here and play around a little bit. Again, this room, especially for the study groups, is always open to you guys. The other great tool is the Share Application screen. If you click there, you have the option to share your entire screen. Notice that right now, the share button is actually grayed out. You actually want to click on the picture that shows your entire screen, then click share. If there's something that you want to share with everyone here that needs audio, like a YouTube video, then you do need to click the share audio option. If not, it doesn't matter. You click share, and it does this really weird it goes into infinite loop, but that's okay. So now the other student can actually see everything that's on my screen. This is a great way to share notes, or maybe if you have a specific problem that you would like help with in a study group, maybe through My Lab Math, that is your way to do it. This little square right here is your way to stop sharing. Only one student at a time can share content. So if somebody else would like to share, you would need to stop sharing your screen. The last one I want to talk about is the gear. Those are your settings. This is where you're able to do your audio and video settings. You can set up your camera and microphone. This is where you can troubleshoot. That is why it's great to start and log in about 10 to 15 minutes before class, before your office hours, or before you start a study group session. Here's another option for you to dial in. Volume. You can identify and change your notification settings if you'd like to. But most importantly, up here, right next to your name, is where you can edit and add a picture of yourself to go and associate it with your account. So that's pretty much it. That is Collaborate Ultra. I enjoy making sure that you guys get some instructions on how to do all these neat, cool tools that are going to help us have a great semester. If you have any questions, just reach out.